In this lesson, I will explain to you how to use lookup formula in Microsoft Excel. So I have made a very simple table here only to explain you. But if you have 1,000 records or many columns, you can apply the same concept which we are going to learn here. So see here we have three columns: names, company and salary. First of all, you have to arrange your data. So see, if arrange means you have to write down in ascending order. First we have to write down the names. Suppose these names are starting from A, it should be number 1, 2 and so on. If you will select your complete table and you will go to the editing group, here you can find out sort A to Z or Z to A. This time we have Z to A, but when I will click on A to Z, right, even though I have selected my complete table, but this function will apply to your first column. So it's up to you. If you want, you can select only one column, or if you want to select the complete column, this function will go on the first column, whatever column you have here, right? So now it is A, D, F and so on. Then you have to write down, see here we have three columns. I have written names, company and salary. Suppose if you want to find out the salary and company of David. So what you have to do, only you have to write down David here, and then in the company column write down is equal to. Keep in mind that in Excel always the formula starts with equal to sign, equal, and then write down lookup. When you will write down LOO, you will see the lookup is there, so double click and then you can see we have two different functions or formulas of lookup and then lookup. So I will explain to you also in this lesson when you have to use the top formula, when you have to use the second one, right? So see here in this table, because we are working on this table and this table has more than two columns, or you can say these are the attributes or features. If you have more than two attributes, you have 3, 4, 5, 6, then you have to use the top one, the top formula. If you have only two columns or two attributes, then you have to use the second one. The second one you can see here, it is array, but the first one is vector, right? Okay, now look up and you have to follow this syntax. First of all, it says look up value. What value you are going to look up? I said I want to see the David's record. So click on this David. You will see the cell references here. After this, we have a comma in syntax. So put comma and then lookup vector. Lookup vector means your complete database. So you have to select your complete database. This is small, so I can select like this. If you have a big data, you have to click on the first item, not the labels, not the column names, the first item of the data. Press shift on your keyboard and then click on the last, right? So see, same thing, our complete database or complete data is selected except our column names. In our syntax we have a comma here, then we want to find out the company name. So you have to start, do not select the company, the label. You have to start from Honda till end and then parenthesis close and press enter. You can see Honda. So David company, he is working in Honda company. Now you want to find out salary. Again you have to put equal to sign and look up, right? Again see which one you have to use, the first or second. Check your table, we have more than two columns, so we have to go by the first, this one. So lookup value, we are going to click this one, comma according to syntax, select your database, comma, what you are looking for, salary. Do not click on the salary, right? Start from the first item of the salary column, close the parenthesis and press enter. So see David, you can compare from here. David is working in Honda and he is making 90K. Now suppose you want to find out Roberts. So what you will do? You have to write down Robert here, and same here, long steps, no. If you want to find out the Robert's data, what you have to do, instead of this David, just write down Robert's name and press enter. You can see that Robert is working. You can compare the data, Jeep, and he is making 70,000. Now for N, if you want to check the same thing for N, just you have to write down the name and everything will pop up for N. N is working in Honda and she is making 120k. How simple it is, right? But it is not necessary that if you are working on this sheet, you can use the lookup formula here. No, you can use the lookup formula in other sheet and other files as well. I will show you in other sheet, but this is your homework. You have to do the same thing on separate file, right? So here, suppose this time I want to know Ash, in which company Ash is working in the new sheet, and then you have to come here, put equal to sign, look up, right? And then what we want to look up, Ash, and then comma, go to sheet number 7 because we are bringing our data from sheet number 7. So select your database, go to your sheet number 8 here again, and then comma according to syntax. So we want to find out the company name, go back to sheet number, close the parenthesis. One important thing here, because this data is coming from sheet number 7, that is why you have to make this 7, right? It is 8 because we are working on 8, but actually this data is coming, so manually you have to write down from which sheet it is coming, press enter and Toyota, right? Same thing for salary, I will show you. Here is equal to lookup, and then we want this comma, go back to sheet number 7, select this data, come back to sheet number 8 comma, and then sheet number 7, we want salary, select the salary column, close the parenthesis, but make sure that this data is coming from sheet number 7, so you have to make it manually 7, press enter. So Ash is making 40,000. If you want to compare, yes, you can do. See, this is the record. Now suppose you want Z, so see, he is working in Jeep making 85,000. So do not do it again all the steps, only change the name and press enter. Same thing, now it is your homework. Open a different file, Excel file, and then you can copy from one file to another file. Now we are here, two attributes, two features we have, right? You want to find out, okay, Fatima, right? What you have to do, write down Fatima here and is equal to lookup. So see, now you have to decide. You have to click on the first one or second one. As I have told you, if you have more than two columns in your database, then you have to select the first one. If you have two, then you have to use the array. So this one this time, right? This, and we are going Fatima, comma, and then we are going to select our database, close the parenthesis and press enter. So Fatima is making 80,000. If you want to check for Raj, you can just write the name and press enter. 60,000. Compare your data. So I hope the concept is clear for the lookup formula. If you have now 1000 rows, you can apply the same syntax or same rule or same function. But keep in mind, if you have only two attributes, two columns, you have to use the second formula of lookup. If you have more than two attributes or more than two columns, then you have to use the first formula. So please practice it. Subscribe to my channel. See you in the next lesson, and thank you.